Beyond Raw, Rebuilt Mass by GNC. We're going to be talking about that today. I always say we. We're going to be talking about that. Me and the Holy Ghost over here. Me and the Holy Ghost are going to be talking about Beyond Raw, Rebuilt Mass. Now, let me tell you about the story about how I came about to this product. 5 years ago, I was working in a factory overnight as a machinist. I was in this place called Remington Arms. They make rifles and shit a few towns over from where I live. It was a sweatshop. You're in that place sweating your balls off. I'd get out at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'd go sleep for a couple hours, be up at 10 o'clock, go straight to school. I was in college at that time. I'd be in school till about 7 o'clock at night, not consistent, but I'm saying there was a couple classes a break, a couple more classes a break, and then one more class at the end. And get out at 7 o'clock. You really didn't have time to sleep till whenever. So I wasn't lifting. I wasn't eating much. I went from 215 pounds to about $195. Now I'm only about 5'8". And when I lose weight, people can see it real quick. So I always like being hefty. I'd rather have a pair of broad shoulders and a chiseled six-pack any day of the week. I don't care what anybody says. So I was a little bit discouraged. So 5 years ago, this is when this was going on, 5 years ago to date, I went into GNC. After the semester was done, I went into GNC, and I asked about a weight gainer that I would always take in the past, obviously, called GNC Gold 2200, something like that. The manager at the time, a friend of mine, said that they stopped making the product, but they had Rebuilt Mass instead. Now I was skeptical because, he told me the whole 9 yards, the best stuff since sliced bread. How many times have we heard that shit before? So I spent like $60 on this Rebuilt Mass. Now here are the pros. I started taking this, I was $1.95. Within 2 weeks, I went up to like 202 pounds, 202, 204, fluctuate back and forth. I was like, holy shit, this actually works. What is in this? They had like 5 different kind of proteins. They had casein, they had this, they had that, whey protein, yada, yada, yada. They had 4 different kinds of creatine in there. One serving had like 10 grams of creatine. I don't really mess with creatine because, I hear it can settle in your kidneys if you're not drinking a shit ton of water. I always drink water, but that's just a fear that I've had. I've had a couple kidney stones in the past, so I was kind of like, iffy on this. So the pros were, freaking gain that weight. In 2 weeks, gained that weight. So took another jug, used this stuff for about 3-4 months. I went up to like 208 pounds. And I was satisfied. I stopped using it. And now, fast forward about 3 years ago, I did a little video on this stuff called Anabol 5 by Nutrex. I took a stack. Anabol 5, a stack. I was not even a stack, just taking Anabol 5 with Rebuilt Mass. This was 3 years ago. And while taking these products, I was taking 2 scoops a day, 2 servings a day, rather. Within about a week and a half, I got a kidney stone, maybe an inch, not even an inch, maybe a centimeter away from the urethra, the exit, right? It was like pissing razor blades for 2 weeks straight. Not even kidding you. Swear to God, it was the worst pain in the world. Like, I had kidney stones in the past where you get the sharp pain in your back. No, this was right in the Johnson. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped taking the Rebuilt Mass. Pissed out the kidney stone after suffering for 2 weeks. Never went back to Rebuilt Mass because, it was like freaking $65, $75. And they reformulated it. They took out the waxy maize in there. So, they made the bottle smaller. And then they realized that, it was going through people's guts and people were shitting their brains out. So they put it back in the old, container, reformulated it to the original product. So, I mean, I haven't messed with it in like 3 years, but the pros were quick size, quick creatine gain, awesome recovery. You get a whole shitload of protein. The cons were expensive as hell. You know, they got that creatine, unless you really love creatine. You know, you're going to be pissing razor blades if you're not drinking 2 gallons of water a day. I do about 1.5 gallons, all seriousness. But GNC, I don't mess with them anymore. Just because I know the in and outs. That's another video that I have. But you know what? Like, comment, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And let me know what you think. If you loved Rebuilt Mass, let me know. If you freaking hated it, let me know. If it didn't do a damn thing for you, let me know. It's all out there. Have a good one.